Say what you want about Javale McGee through all his head-scratching SHAQTIN moments, the bizarre and backwards decisions, and the occasional bout of downright confusion, he still brings to the table the kind of electric, out-of-this-world athletic highlights that continue to make teams say, we've got to take a chance. And when the Warriors took that chance, they got the best per 36-minute production of his entire career. That said, there was a reason why head coach Steve Kerr only played him less than 10 minutes a game. The issues are not hard to spot, nor are they hard to fix. And it's clear to me that while he may be resistant to learning proper footwork and technique, he just hasn't found a coach who can speak to him in a language that he can process. The first thing you'll notice is how he doubles over when moving in the half court. This posture makes him slow and less balanced, and could be corrected with more core work to enable him to keep his shoulder blades closer together and his upper body more in line with his legs. It's unclear how he developed this gait, but his footwork issues stem from this posture. Notice how he also likes to lift both feet and hop quite a bit. Here it takes him too long to get his feet back on the ground, and it's too late to catch up to a guard as good as Kyrie. He simply can't move laterally very quickly when stooped over like this, and he tends to lack spatial awareness. He should have already been in position to deny middle penetration, instead allows an average player like Dante Cunningham to look like an all-star because he gets into the middle of the lane. Javale also has a nasty habit of reaching in on players who are so good at ball handling, it's an exercise in futility, and surely a big reason he gets yanked after giving up pick and roll scores. If he could just stop getting out of position so much by reaching in, I'd be willing to bet his defensive rating in the pick and roll would improve significantly. His general footwork is also problematic because he routinely brings his feet way too close together while getting into defensive positions. And here's another example of him hopping, where by the time he gets his feet back on the ground to push off, it's too late. Watch how he clicks his heels together on this slide 3 times in a row, when he needs to be in a better stance, nose behind his toes, and his feet much farther apart. As Manu comes around the screen, his main concern is to contain the drive, yet his left foot steps forward, the complete wrong direction, and instead of swiveling his hips to turn and run, he tries to step slide and contest. Even old man Manu is fast enough to get it around him. Again, he must contain the drive by Harden, yet watch how he hops onto the right foot going towards Harden, then drops that foot all the way behind him, opening the door to allow Harden to get into his chest and lay it in. He's got to keep his feet parallel and moving backwards, not forwards. Here's a great example where he keeps his feet parallel, and even though he gets beat initially, he does a great job to swivel his hips, turn and run, and then blocks the heck out of the shot. For a guy his size, he's very fast, yet all too often plays like a slow 300-pound center, doubled over again and giving way too much space to the ball handler. While the Warriors may want their opponents to take long twos, these shots are way too easy for most pro players off the dribble. Back to spatial awareness. There are times he just doesn't see the proper angles. When containing the ball handler, he needs to be on the line between the ball and the basket. Instead, he allows straight line drives that are often difficult to block when the guard gets a full head of steam going to the hoop. On the other side of the court, according to Synergy, he's average at finishing on the pick and roll as the roll man. One big reason is because he consistently turns the wrong way. Had he executed a right foot pivot and opened up to the ball, his route to the hoop would have been more down the center of the court. The help defense would not have been able to do much, but because he drifts towards the lane line, his shot can be bothered into a miss. To give you an example of the right way, here he screens and then performs a left foot pivot, opening to the ball and getting a great look that somehow doesn't go in. But that almost never happens, as he turns away from the ball again, drifts a step too far to the left. Steph threw this ball as if he'd be at the front of the rim, but his angle was still coming in slightly from the weak side and he can't finish. This was a tough one because he really can't see the ball till it's too late. He gets it looking backwards, and when he tries to find the rim again, it allows Boogie to contest this into a miss. So there you have it, sports fans. While there are plenty of plays that deserve SHAQTIN status, There are some things Javale can do to improve dramatically. If he strengthens his core, he'd stop slumping over so much, and it would help his balance, where he could train to keep his feet farther apart and not hopping across the court. Focused work on the roll to get him to pivot properly would yield immediate results as well. Once those issues are cleaned up, it would then give you all the amazingness of his incredible highlight dunks and finishes, as well as his gravity-defying block shots and rim protection without the things that would drive any coach crazy. If Javale can get a handle on these issues and train accordingly, he put a lot of pressure on whichever team he ultimately signs with to be their starter on opening night. Sports fans, to see more of our great NBA content and analysis, make sure to hit the subscribe button, but also click the bell and adjust your settings so you can get an alert the second our videos drop, because trust me, you're going to want them hot and fresh. You in?